to our Beatrice YouTube channel. Today we'll be learning how to make a simple DIY fabric rose using a satin fabric. Okay, so we just need our satin fabric, then our needle and thread to gather it. Okay, so for this I'll be cutting a fabric of 26 inches length, as you can see, and the width of my fabric is going to be 5 inches. So 26 inches by 5 inches. After cutting that, on one end of my fabric I'll go in by 4 inches like this, and once I mark my 4 inches, I'll take my ruler and then connect it from that 4 inches to the edge of the other fabric like this diagonally. And then remember, I did this on the upper part of the fabric, so on the other side I'm going to be going in by 4 inches on the lower part of the fabric this time around, 4 inches, and then using my ruler I'm going to connect it diagonally. So that is what I'm going to do. On the upper part I went in by 4 inches, connected it, and then on the lower part 4 inches also, and connected diagonally on the other side. And then I'll be cutting off the two. Okay, so after cutting this off now, I'll take it away and then I'll start to gather it. So now to gather it, you need to pass your needle and thread together like this, and then you take your fabric. Remember, this diagonal edge, you're just going to take it together. You can burn this if there is any frizz around there, you can burn it with a candle or a lighter. So in the absence of that, you just need to take your fabric together like this. Okay, so you take it together like this and then you start to gather it. So you knot one end of your thread so that it doesn't go through it, and then you pass your thread like this. Just run the loose stitches. Okay, so you continue running your stitches like this by taking them together, and then you passing your needle through it. So just like you run your normal stitches. So you bring it out and then you spread it, and then you continue gathering it like that. So as you can see, we've gotten to the edge of the diagonal shape with it. So you won't stop, you just continue gathering it by picking your other end like this and bringing them together, and then you control it with your hand and you continue running your stitches. So you may want to reduce the length of your thread so that it doesn't tangle. So you continue taking it together like this and you keep gathering it till you reach the end. It is that simple. So you hold them together and then you gather it. So as you are gathering it, you will notice that it's already folding around here. Okay, so keep gathering it till we reach the end. So I just want to show us, if you can see, it is no longer straight, it's a bit folding. So this is, if you are getting this, you're correct. Don't think that maybe you are making a mistake or anything. It's just forming our rose for us, and then we'll gather it till we reach the end before we now drag everything together. Okay, so I've sewn it to the end now. I'm going to drag it and then gather everything together. Okay, so once I gather it, you can see what it's giving us. Once I gather it, I will start to roll it. Now that it is gathered, I'll pick it on the end, the side without the remaining thread. I'm trying to make my gathers even. So once I achieve an even gather like this, I'll start to roll my fabric to form my flower. Okay, you can see how I'm rolling it. I'll keep rolling it until I have something like this. So once I have this, I'm going to take the remaining part of my thread and then I'll use that to secure it by having multiple stitches underneath it like this. So you need to hold it together with your hand so that it doesn't fall apart before you hold it with your needle and thread. So just pass it around multiple times so that you can secure your flower, and make sure that the shape of your flower, you don't lose the shape of your flower. So you keep tacking it like that till it is secured, and when it is secured you knot it at one end and then you cut off your thread. So it is that simple. Okay, so I have these 3 fabric flowers and they are all the same measurement. So now I just want to show us, depending on how close your gathers are determines how your fabric flower will turn out at the end of the day. You can see the gathers in this case are very close together, so you can see it is smaller than the rest of them, and then it is giving us like a little rose effect here. Okay, the second one is like the middle one. Is the gathers here is not as close as this, but it is closer than that of the pink, and this is the effect it gave us. And this is the last one we did here, where the gathers is not so close. So it's so beautiful to make, and you can use this to decorate your dresses, or you can use it to make kiddies wear. It's very simple and beautiful. Kindly like and comment on this if you have enjoyed this tutorial so far, and let us know any challenges you may encounter. See you in the next one. Bye.